And he's playing out of position. He's running the point, but he is a scorer. Make no mistake, averaging 17 a game in A10 play.
On the other side, a lot of experience for VCU. They've got a couple of fifth-years guys who are really scoring the basketball.
Shulga is a guy who plays at his own pace. Obviously, everybody knows VCU is pace, pace, pace. Shulga plays at his own pace. Watch how many times he hits the paint. That will determine tonight's game.
And Joe Bamisile is the team's leading scorer at 17 a game.
Bamisile, 50% from 3, but he has to cut down his turnovers. He is a devastating low-post player, even though he's a guard.
These two teams played in the first A10 game of the season. St. Bonaventure won that game in Olean on a last-second layup. They've gone in opposite directions since then. St. Bonaventure's lost 4 of its last 5, while VCU has won 5 in a row.
And we also have to factor in, VCU is 9-0 at home. But Bonaventure has a good feel. 89-78 last year in this wild environment.
The Siegel Center, as good as it gets in the Atlantic 10. St. Bonaventure has beaten VCU 4 times in a row, including each of the last 2 seasons here. The Bonnies in the road brown, VCU in the home gold. We're set to go. Noel Brown will jump it up with Luke Bamboyer for VCU, who wins the tip, and the Rams go on offense first. VCU outscoring its opponents by about 15 points a game this year. And it'll be a 3 from the corner for Jack Clark, and it's rebounded by Chance Moore, who did not play in the last game for St. Bonaventure with a toe injury. He is starting tonight. St. Bonaventure goes with the same starting lineup they've used for most of the year. We talked about Moore and Council already. Jonah Hinton, LeJay Jones, and Noel Brown. Expect to see those 5 guys for a vast majority of the game.
Yeah, there's no question about it. In my notes and in talking to the Bonnie staff, who do they expect and give them something? You cannot play in this environment with this pressure for 40 minutes with 5 guys.
Noel Brown, the Skyhook, gets the scoring started. As VCU will go on offense with their usual starting 5, an experienced group. Jack Clark in his 7th year, Bamisile and Shulga, 5th-year guys we talked about already, along with Phil Russell, also in his 5th season. This is Bamisile down the lane. Too strong with the layup, rebounded by Noel Brown.
Both teams want to touch the paint on every single possession.
Nice post feed for Brown. He's doubled. He has it knocked away and stolen by Bamboyer. Jack Clark running in transition. Hangs in the air, missed the shot, and it's rebounded by Brown. LeJay Jones, who's been struggling shooting the ball of late, scores and a foul. LeJay Jones, chance for 3. Great start for the Bonnies.
And the other thing that we should watch for here is Bonnies is not afraid to pick up full court. Watch the shot fake, lifts them, gets in between. When you shot fake, you look at the next defender, not your defender. He's behind you. Look at that next defender and don't over-penetrate. Great pull-up jumper.
LeJay Jones completes the 3-point play.
And right out of the box, Bonaventure will play 94 feet. There is a cliche in coaching, press a pressing team. I don't know if I believe that. I believe if you have really good players, then press.
Bamisile corrals the high pass. VCU still looking to score for the first time. This will be Phil Russell who bangs it home. First points of the game for the Rams. St. Bonaventure, a team that does not foul a lot. They will pressure you, but they only average 13 fouls a game, top 10 in the country. And that's important because they don't play a lot of guys.
Great point about not fouling.
Moore had it ripped away.
Jeopardy here.
Russell, the open 3. And it's rebounded by Chance Moore. Rams cold to start the game. Still haven't called out Melvin Council's name. He is St. Bonaventure's leading scorer at 14.5 a game, number 11.
Remember, he's getting 17 a game in Atlantic 10 play with the added responsibility of running the offense.
3 from the corner. Halfway down and rebounded by Jack Clark. Bamisile, nice move to the basket. And the rebound.
Paint touch. Over.
Noah Brown came up with it. Strong move to the rim. Brown followed it. And Bamisile has it. End-to-end sequence here. Oh, spiked away by Council.
Fellas, we're playing tonight. There's not going to be a lot of stoppages here.
So much for feeling each other out to start the game, right? These teams are throwing haymakers to start, not doing a whole lot of scoring, but high intensity and strong defense. Dangerous pass. Brown somehow corrals and scores.
A stat from the last game. Bonaventure, 48 points in the paint. They're looking to not just duplicate it, they want to better it to give themselves a chance to win on the road.
And a foul against Leger Jones. It'll be his first. As we take another look at that block by Council.
The length of Bonaventure, when you see that up close, keep tracking, keep playing. And what you like is no delay, waiting for a whistle. Let's go, next possession.
Couple substitutes in for head coach Ryan Odom and VCU. Zeb Jackson, their sixth man, 10 points a game off the bench, along with Christian Furman, a big man. And it's attacking the rim. Christian Furman right off the bench and into the scorebook.
Furman and Jackson need to be applauded. They could start for a lot of teams in this league and in college basketball. Furman started last year. He gave up his responsibility this year to start for a freshman. Zeb Jackson, just a beautiful, beautiful person. Had a chance to work with him at Michigan. Special guy. Willing to come off the bench.
They double Brown. Council's right baseline jumpers and air ball long. It's rebounded by Zeb Jackson. Russell will attack in transition. He'll be fouled. And that will send us to a timeout. We'll keep it right here with St. Bonaventure off to a good start, 7-4.
Everybody needs this little bit of break.
What have you seen from both teams early on through the first 4.5 minutes?
Energy. You know, it's a cliche that we're going to bring energy, but both of these teams have answered it. I was worried about, is Bonaventure feeling sorry for themselves with a 4 out of their last 5? Is VCU feeling too good at winning? No, and it's not, like, forget about those revenge things. That's for fans to talk about. These guys showed up to represent VCU and to show up and play Bonaventure. And they would have put on not just a game, but a show for the Atlantic 10.
You were a longtime stalwart in the Atlantic 10. What's it like being here in a lower pressure environment for you tonight?
These people are so nice to me. I can't tell you. This is the first place I came where I realized I didn't have a receding hairline. I was bald. They reminded me constantly about that. But I do have a special place in this heart. 6 weeks after my father passed away, VCU held a moment of silence on the road for an opposing coach's father.
We welcome those of you who have been watching Ohio and Kent State. We're at the Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia, the home of VCU, where St. Bonaventure has the early lead 7-4. Robert Lee and 4-time A-10 Coach of the Year Phil Martelli with you on this Friday night. We take a look at the conference standings. These teams going in different directions right now. VCU's won 5 in a row, 5-1. St. Bonaventure has lost 4 of its last 5. This is the second time they've played already this season. St. Bonaventure opened the league schedule with a 2-point win.
And it was a terrific game in Olean. Back and forth, both teams thriving on points in the paint. Both teams talked to me, though, about the defense not being there, as it is today for both teams.
What has happened in this game so far has been some missed shots from VCU. They're 2 out of 8 from the field. St. Bonaventure 3 out of 8. A couple turnovers early for St. Bonaventure, and that's going to be something we're looking for throughout.
Right. Bonaventure has got to take care of the basketball, get themselves a shot every time down, and avoid spurts. One of the ways that VCU get you is they spurt on you. Turnover, 6-0 run. Not 16-1, but 6-0, 8-0. And you get enough of those, and you're behind in the second half. And we haven't even talked about how good VCU is in the second half.
VCU is undefeated at home here this year, 9-0, sellout crowd tonight on this Friday night. But it's St. Bonaventure off to the early lead. Couple of 15-win teams on this 8-10 Friday night showcase. And Noel Brown inside. Chance Moore, who missed the last game with a turf toe injury, did start tonight for St. Bonaventure, as Brown has been hot early. He's got 6 points already.
Brown is terrific right and left-handed at the rim. That's unusual. Most big guys turn to one shoulder or the other. He goes both ways in there.
Russell draws contact and missed the shot. It's on Council. It'll be his first. Some of the players to look for: Melvin Council, the leading scorer for St. Bonaventure, 15 a game. He just picked up that foul. Shulga and Bamisile, a couple fifth-year guys, high scorers for VCU.
There's a lot to like, though, about Russell. The Bonaventure staff felt that in Olean, he was the one that took the biggest shots, and they thought he was the biggest voice, which is unusual because so many of these VCU players are back from having success last year in the Atlantic 10.
Russell, in his first year at VCU, played last season at UT Arlington, and you mentioned that game he had against St. Bonaventure. It was a season-high 26 points, including 6 threes. Makes both free throws here. Both these teams are very good defensively, only giving up about 63, 64 points a game. Both top 20 in the country. VCU in particular suffocating on defense.
A total commitment from staff and every single player that gets in. They're held to a standard, and they hold up that standard.
Jonah Hinton falls to the ground, gets back up. So this is Chance Moore, averaging 14 and 7 this year. Didn't play in their last game. Leger Jones. And a rebound for Zeb Jackson.
Terrific team block out right there.
Quickly to the rim. Jack Clark lays it up and in.
Shulga. The ball never sticks on the VCU team. Shulga sets the tempo there. He put the ball down to the baseline and allowed Clark to attack. Somebody would say, is that a transition basket? Yes, because they attack with an advantage in the front court.
Shulga, first team All-Atlantic 10 last year, and preseason first team All-A10 this year. Shulga defending Hinton, who gets by him and scores.
Hinton is a quick shot taker. I don't mean selfishly, but he gets the ball out of his hands quickly. And when you look out on the floor, he may be one of the smaller guys, but he gets clean looks.
He averages about 8.5 points a game. This is Shulga, who's yet to score. And it's rebounded by Jones. Here's St. Bonaventure's leading scorer, Council. Kicks it out for a Chance Moore three. Banked it. And it's rebounded again by Zeb Jackson. Running the break. Jackson attacks the rim. Blocked. Ball's loose. Volleyed to Chance Moore for the Bonnies, who's knocked to the ground. He's still got it on the ground. And now the Bonnies will get it into the front court safely. Moore flips it up and in.
That's a tough make. He had an open shot right at the foul line. I would have preferred that he make it. But when I take that foul line jumper, but when he makes that basket, we clap it up and tell him, great job, young man.
As we said, he missed their last game against George Mason. Hurt himself, his toe, against Duquesne 2 games ago. Blocked at the rim. It's Chance Moore.
File this away. Bonaventure already has 12 points in the paint. Remember, they're trying to exceed 48 that they had in Olean.
This is Jones. He's in trouble. Kind of an unsettled sequence here. Moore looking to attack the rim. Moore hangs in the air. Rebounded by Shulga. Quickly moving first 8 minutes of this game. This is Brandon Jennings, a freshman from here in Richmond. Inside for Furman. Jackson wants to take his man off the dribble with 12 on the shot clock.
You don't often see VCU back it out and reset. Bonaventure's defense is to be credited.
Jennings flips it up awkwardly, did not hit the rim. Shot clock did not reset. It's rebounded anyways by the Bonnies.
Robert, that might be the only time all night you say shot clock.
Another block at the other end. VCU, 10th in the country as a team in blocks. Jackson. Long stretches of uninterrupted play. 6 players set to check in. Moore attacks the rim. Leger Jones follows it up and in. And a timeout, VCU. Ryan Odom has seen enough. As we said, they've lost 4 of their last 5, and VCU has not lost since then. They've won 5 in a row.
The common theme, though, from both coaching staffs, talking to them last night and watching their shoot-arounds today, neither team was happy with their defense at the Riley Center.
VCU struggling from the field right now, 3 out of 15, and they've made only 1 of their last 7. What is it that the Bonnies are doing effectively on defense?
It seems to me that there's rush going on. There's not a pace of calmness. I think we should watch for Shulga to take over the ball and slow down the thinking, the heart rate, and play efficient offense. We haven't seen it yet.
200th career three-pointer for Max Shulga, a 5th-year senior. Shooting 40% from beyond the arc this year. His first 3 points of the game there. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Down to 3. Hinton, long 3. Good defense there by VCU, but then fumbled out of bounds by Bamboye. Mark Schmidt, the head coach of St. Bonaventure, and what a job he's done for the Bonnies.
Spectacular guy, and if you say who should coach at St. Bonaventure for life, Mark Schmidt should.
And he's going for a milestone as well. In his 24th season overall, spent time as the head coach at Robert Morris. 399 career wins coming in. His next win will be number 400.
And he's not sure if he has 304, 399. But you know what he's looking for? He's looking to be number 1, a winner tonight.
On the other side, Ryan Odom in his 2nd year with the Rams, 39-18 his record. A couple of years at Utah State, preceded by a memorable 5-year run at UMBC that included that incredible upset over number 1 Virginia back in 2018.
Such a soft-spoken individual in this environment, but he's in charge. And when we watched the shoot-around today, it was clear who the head of the program is.
Bamboye, nice feed for the lay-in by Michael Bell. And out of bounds, a turnover. It is a sellout crowd here at Siegel Center tonight, 7,600 and change. And Coach Schmidt talked about you can't let it snowball. You talked about that. A 3-0 run can't become 6-0 or 8-0.
Great cut. Everybody will concentrate on the pass. That was a great cut. Stay with the play. Any players out there, stay with the play. You have to bail your teammate out of tough situations.
Russell, who caused that turnover, immediately knocks down the 3. And a quick run for VCU. They take the lead. 8-0 run for the Rams. Over the last minute, a turnover. Bamisile's got it 3-on-1. Oh, and a foul. A foul will be called against the Bonnies, stopping what would have been a 3-on-1 break.
Great execution here. Step and get. Step and get. Get your feet underneath you.
It was called on Noel Brown. It's his first, as it stops what would have been a breakaway and probable dunk.
Diving passing lanes. Slow down your heart rate. Slow down your vision. Catch every pass. You have to come to the ball against VCU. If you give them an angle, they're going to shoot that angle. That's exactly what happened right there at half court.
In just a minute 15, an 8-0 run for the Rams. Turnovers, St. Bonaventure 5, VCU 0. Just cannot turn the ball over against this team. VCU forced 27 turnovers in its last game against URI. which was the most of any team in the Atlantic 10 this year. Bell tried to follow his own man, got in the way there, and now St. Bonaventure will run the other way. Nice
Great
look for
call.
Hinton, and it's goaltended. Goaltended, count the basket for Jonah Hinton.
Now Bonaventure wants to get right away and establish themselves again. They're going to be in their pressure.
Our officiating crew tonight, Roger Ayers, Ron Groover, and Greg Nixon. And Roger Ayers just told us that he will review that goaltend at the next media timeout in roughly a minute or so.
Just don't slow us down with the review. Let's go. These guys are balling tonight.
Russell tried to draw the foul, instead missed the three. It's rebounded by Council. Melvin Council is playing with 2 fouls. Good
Great
passing.
extra pass.
Moore attacks the rim, met there by Bamboye. Excellent recovery by VCU. Hitting step back 3. He got it.
Again, that quick shot. Got that ball out, even though there was a closeout coming.
Bamisile too long on the 3. He has not scored. VCU's leading scorer at 17 a game. Council season opening. Skips it for Hinton. Another 3. This is an air ball. And sends us to a timeout. VCU a quick 8-0 run. St. Bonaventure bounces back with a 5-0. We're here, Robert Lee, and 3-time Atlantic 10 champion Phil Martelli with you. Football
Do
can
the
wait till
Bengals play
Sunday.
this week?
Why you got to throw me a straight like that?
I'm just asking. You were a football expert this afternoon.
You got to throw me a straight like that. I'm telling you, this team in the brown, there you go. There you go. This team in the Browns got a lot of fans rooting for the Buffalo Bills, I'll tell you that. But this game has been filled with intensity, which is what we expected from the start.
You just feel it. Like to think that we were invited to sit at this position is fabulous.
Neither team shooting the ball particularly well so far. VCU 29%, St. Bonaventure 39%. You see that turnover differential, but the Bonnies have been able to weather that storm so far. Once again, late into the shot clock, Russell shoots the 3. And a strong rebound there by Chance Moore.
Bonaventure's doing a really nice job cleaning up and finishing plays.
Coach Schmidt talked about the importance of rebounding, 22-8 on the glass in favor of the Bonnies. So dominating the glass so far. And Chance Moore, a big part of that. He's the team's leading rebounder. Council blocked. Moore follows it up and in.
People sometimes think pace is just how fast you go up and down. Sometimes in the half court, it's how slow you go to make sure that you execute. Bonaventure's doing a terrific job.
Good job here by Moore, who Coach Schmidt described as the best athlete on the team.
What is it? A touch the paint. And by the way, Council's family called, that was a pass.
Give him the assist on that one.
Come on. Who's keeping stats here?
Quick 3 from Jack Clark. Hits the rim twice. It's rebounded by Furman. Gets it to a cutting Clark, and he had it spiked away by Leger Jones. Nice skip pass.
Special defender here.
Council has been hesitant to shoot it so far. In fact, Council has not scored. And he turns it over. Bamisile has it. 2-on-2 break. Quick 3 in transition. Count it. Turnover leads to a quick 3 at the other end for Jackson.
There's no question Zeb can be a very special guy. But we have to acknowledge 3 for 22 from 3. That's a big deal. That's a lot more than a 3-point basket for them.
3 turnovers already for Council, no points. Step back. Ooh, tough shot for Jonah Hinton. He's got 9 points already, over his season average.
And what you like is bucket and back, not gestures, right? Enjoy it,
right,
but act like you've been there before. That young man has made baskets before.
A lost start in this day and age. Shulga double teamed under the rim. Jackson, another three. Shulga the rebound, lays it up and in. Five points early for Shulga.
Shulga processes. What does my team need? What did they need? An easy basket. How's he get it? On the glass. From the point guard spot.
Fourth turnover for Council. 3-on-2 break. Bamisile, alley-oop, hammers it! Seb Jackson on the receiving end. We'll step aside. 8-0 run for the Rams. Nope, we're going to keep it right here with 4.5. Inadvertent whistle there, not a timeout. 8-0 run for VCU.
He was probably doing that to catch his breath.
Well, that's a little bit of a break there because VCU's got the crowd up. They're all fired up, and then an inadvertent whistle kind of stops the momentum a little bit.
In the conversation with Bonaventure last night with their coaching staff, that's what they talked about. They did not want to get into a spurt. We talked about it early. VCU got the lead. What was it? An 8-0 run.
Melvin Council is 0 for 2 from the field. He has 4 turnovers. He is without a doubt the alpha of the team as he's been described by Coach Schmidt. He's the guy the others kind of fall behind. He's the leader of that team, and he's been a little out of sorts so far.
We have to remember, he is not a point guard naturally. He's a combo scoring guard. Right now, he's bringing the ball down the floor, and 5 sets of eyes are on him every single dribble.
Leger Jones knocks down the 3 at the shot clock buzzer. St. Bonaventure's starting point guard DeSante Bowen has been out since early December with a foot injury. They're hopefully could come back in the next couple of weeks. Strong finish by Furman. But Bowen's been out. He's averaging 11 points and 4 assists a game. He is their starting point guard, and he's been out for almost 2 months now.
And this isn't happening. This is a style that Coach Odom is comfortable with. Shaka Smart had his way. He set this thing up, and now Ryan Odom is bringing the pressure, maybe not the habit.
The latest in a lineage of great coaches here at VCU, Ryan Odom in his 2nd season. Council being hounded by Jackson. Wide open, hitting 3. It's the best look he's got the whole night. Rebound tracked down, going to the floor for it. Bamisile, but Council has it. Fresh shot clock. Hitting alone for 3. Missed again, and it's rebounded by Clark. So we come up on 3 minutes to go in a quickly moving first half.
Once you miss a shot against VCU, you must get back and set a wall. They have to look at 5 jerseys across the lane line.
Shulga missed it, and it's out of bounds to the Bonnies. Interestingly, both teams' leading scorers have not scored. Bamisile for VCU or Council for the Bonnies.
The scouting report preparation for Council, extraordinary. Multiple defenders. We haven't just called one guy out. They have multiple guys.
Kind of a lucky bounce there leads to a chance more dunk for St. Bonaventure. So I mentioned Coach Schmidt talked about Moore's ability to go up and get it off the glass. He said he's our best guy in that regard. The problem is VCU has 4 or 5 guys like that.
And one of the things for people, coaches are not talking about play the score at this point. What they're doing is play the half, finish the half. VCU has expressed concern about the way that they've finished halves.
First turnover for VCU. St. Bonaventure has 7. But the Bonnies have the lead. Council. Leger Jones the 3. Long rebound to the Bonnies and Jonah Hinton. Brown is double teamed. He lost the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Bonaventure with 13 on the shot clock.
They run at you, 3rd man in. Sometimes that happens. That's not a breakdown. That's a bounce of a ball.
And a foul.
Mark Schmidt's as good as there is in the country at baseline out of bounds. When practice today, I don't know if you
Give me an estimate on how many he ran today.
I thought they ran about 18.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, back in the day, how many were in your playbook?
Well, it depends on who I had. And I would say, okay, we're going to run out of bounds and we're going to throw the ball to Jameer Nelson, or we're going to throw the ball to I do like out of bounds plays. I think it's the closest we come to coaching football because it's a special situation.
Heard it described that way before, also like the special teams of basketball. Noel Brown has 8 points for St. Bonaventure. Biggest lead of the first half was 7 for the Bonnies. As Clark well long on the 3, Brown the rebound.
Clark came in shooting at a much higher percentage than his season averages.
Over the last 3 games, 50% from downtown. Boy, Council just finding it tough to breathe. They're all over him. Moore. Rebounded by Furman. Nifty move by Russell. And out of bounds, a turnover. St. Bonaventure timeout. Excuse me, a turnover nonetheless, but not out of bounds.
They trap the post. You have to come shoulder to shoulder.
And Coach Schmidt talked about 2 keys, avoiding turnovers and rebounding. And he cited one stat repeatedly to us, that in A-10 games, VCU has averaged an offensive rebound on 43% of their misses. As you see some of the game summary, VCU has missed 21 shots. They've only rebounded 2 of them so far.
Was a earth-shattering for me number when you start thinking about, and I'm not an analytic guy, but I do know this. If we're going to get 4 of our 10 misses back, we're going to shoot a very high percentage because there's all kinds of analytics about 70% shooting on your second shot and things like that.
But the Bonnies have dominated the glass so far, 28-12. Hounding defense here by VCU, picking up near midcourt on Council with 7 to shoot. Brown, nice feed to Moore, lays it in.
VCU wants to win this possession. They're not going to make a 6-point play. They just want to win this possession.
Shulga 3 at the buzzer. And an excellent first half for St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies have their biggest lead of the game going into the locker room. Mark Schmidt and the Bonnies came in losers of 4 their last 5. VCU's won 5 in a row, but it's the Bonnies who controlled that first half. 33-25 action though, 33-25. St. Bonaventure with the lead over VCU. We're back here courtside at the Siegel Center. Robert Lee and 4-time Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year Phil Martelli with you. St. Bonaventure led for almost 19 minutes of that first half. What stood out to you?
Poise. Even though they have a number of turnovers, they're poised. They stayed in it possession by possession. And we cannot ignore VCU at home, 25 points. I'll bet that's a low that is in the top 10 all-time here.
Hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of the students, but Joe Bamisile and VCU will have to turn it around in the second half. Bamisile, their leading scorer, did not score in that first half. He averages 17 a game. And it's VCU on defense to start the second half. St. Bonaventure has its biggest lead of the game, 33-25. They double Council.
First 4 minutes, everybody out there, first 4 minutes of a second half often determines whether we're going to have a 20-minute half or we're going to have a team chasing the whole time.
Moore flips it up and in. He's into double figures. In your mind, what's a key for each team in the second half?
I would like to see VCU get more shots. They've got to take the energy from the crowd and put it on the floor by getting more shot attempts.
Only shot 31% in that first half, as now they'll turn it over with an over and back.
For Bonaventure, it's don't blink. Like there's no time to celebrate. There's no time to settle in. You have to play. You have to play with a poise despite this description. play with your hair on fire. Not that I know much about hair.
St. Bonaventure weathered a couple of VCU runs in that first half. They had an 8-0 run, a little 6-0 spurt, but really controlled the majority of the action.
Without Council having a point, I want to bring up one other thing. Robert, you're here in the arena. Look around. What do you see?
People on their seats.
Everybody's sitting. That's not VCU.
And it is a turnover for St. Bonaventure, the shot clock violation. A sellout crowd came here ready to roar tonight, but it's been the visitors who've had the sweetest sound for a road team, the sound of silence.
No doubt about it.
VCU just out of sorts in that first half, 31% from the field overall, 27% from beyond the arc, and got out-rebounded by 17. Bamisile couldn't get the roll.
On these first couple possessions, VCU's making a concentrated effort to go at the Bonaventure defense. Bonaventure is providing a little bit of a cushion, which would encourage the three ball. VCU's not taking that right now.
Jump ball will favor the Rams. They'll keep the ball. St. Bonaventure only had 4 players score in that first half. They all had between 8 and 9 points. As Shulga is up to 7 points for the Rams.
Left-hand finish. Why? Skill development.
Russell led the Rams with 7 in the first half. And again, Bamisile, their leading scorer, had 0. Brown attacks the Rams, spiked away by Bamboye. Russell stop and pop. It's good! Quick 5-0 run for the Bonnies. St. Bonaventure must keep its poise here. Quick 5-0 run, I should say, for the Rams. 5-0 run for VCU.
Catch and look. Not catch and dribble, not catch and panic.
Defense turning into offense again.
This timing for a young player, just extraordinary. Russell in the moment. Even if that doesn't go in, you still have the excitement revved up in the building.
Council to the Rams scores, but before the shot, he traveled. 5 turnovers for Melvin Council, who's in his first year at St. Bonaventure, played at Wagner last year, led them to the NCAA tournament. As I think they're headed back the other way.
This is a young player trying to do too much. Not necessary to have a backward screen.
It's called on Bamboye.
Bamboye stayed in the backcourt to try and free up. Russell had the ball and had a head of steam coming at him. Just a young player's mistake.
Bamboye, who's one of the nation's leaders in blocks, and you saw that on display on the last defensive possession. Quick hands there by Russell, knocks it out of bounds with 14 to shoot. So the Bonnies pushed it out to their biggest lead there, 10 points a moment ago. Gone a couple of minutes without scoring now. VCU comes in on a 5-game winning streak since losing to St. Bonaventure in the first conference game of the season. Bonnies have lost 4 out of 5. VCU in 2nd place, St. Bonaventure in 9th place. Turnover.
Deflection.
4-on-2. Russell. He got it.
Two sons in this business, at one at Penn State, my son a head coach at Bryant. His father a gentleman and a dear friend.
Dave Odom, best known for his time at Wake Forest, led the Demon Deacons to a couple ACC titles in the mid-90s. And as you mentioned, one of 14 coaches in Division I whose dads were also head coaches, and you mentioned your son Phil Jr., the head coach at Bryant. He's got them in 1st place in the America East. But he said, you know, it's more nerve-wracking to watch than it is to be out there. You've got no control as VCU causes the turnover. Can you vouch for that?
You can just feel this.
And a foul. He caught on Hinton, who got his legs tied up, with Russell, who's been the spark to this second half.
The challenge when you're in the stands, having walked that sideline, is knowing you have no control. You didn't do anything at practice. You didn't do anything in film study. When I'm on the sideline, was my plan good enough? Not am I anxious enough or am I engaged enough?
What a move by Russell. Bamboye tipped up and in by Bamisile. It'll be his first 2 of the game. And a timeout. 10-0 run for the Rams has tied the game at 35.
Men from France. How much pride do they have? 3 of the top 6 picks in the NBA draft last year were from France.
A year after when Benyama went number 1. Boy, is he fun to watch. St. Bonaventure trying to spell this 10-0 run for VCU. How has the tide turned?
Deflections, pace offensively for VCU.
Bamboye turns away. Leger Jones. Bamisile, who just had a tip in for his first points, flips it up and in. First lead since it was 16-15. Midway through the first half, a 12-0 run.
Robert, something we have to pay close attention to. Bonaventure is down to 1 timeout. At this pace, with this noise, that's going to be a factor in a 15-minute game.
Council gets on the board his first 2 of the game. And maybe that'll get him going a bit. He averages 14 and a half.
Great point. When you are on the road and in trouble, the guy that is your horse has to take you. Remember again, paint touches, paint touches, paint touches. Kind of reminiscent of his shot in Olean that won the last game.
Coach Schmidt said he gives the other guys confidence. He's definitely the team's personality, and it's good to see him get on the board, the senior from Rochester. Under 15 minutes to go here, the game is tied. Ends a 12-0 run, that Council bucket. Russell lost it on the way up. Council's got it. Long outlet pass to Chance Moore. He'll attack the rim and be fouled.
Great kick ahead. Jack Clark wanted to get in on the block party, but the foul came from behind.
It was on Bamisile, his first. No one for St. Bonaventure has more than, or for VCU has more than 1 foul. Nobody in the game has more than 2 fouls. What an ESPN college basketball quadruple header we have for you tomorrow. 9th-ranked Kentucky and Vandy get it started at 2:30 Eastern. Cooper Flag and number 2 Duke. Tough game against Wake Forest. Kansas and Houston, huge matchup. Maybe even bigger, number 1 Auburn. Number 6 Tennessee. Huge day of basketball on ESPN. A foul at the other end. Any of those games stand out to you? Do you have a national title favorite right now?
I do not have a favorite. What I am interested in, because of my close connection with Hunter Dickinson, will be Kansas going through that Big 12 gauntlet, along with just following this SEC. Like the SEC.
Feels like every game's a top 10 matchup.
And it's going to be historic. But we can't turn our back. There has to be some great Atlantic 10 action tomorrow. 2 games tonight, action this weekend.
Certainly will be a great time of year for college basketball. You see that little nugget on Joe Bamisile, who missed the first free throw. Bamisile played last year at Oklahoma, or 2 years ago at Oklahoma, and he's his second year at VCU. He's a Chesterfield, Virginia native, about 20 miles south of here. And he's up to 5 points now, all in the second half.
And again, VCU is guarding Council in waves. There's a different guy almost every second or third possession pounding him.
Nice move by Jones. Loses Bell. Missed the layup, however, and it's knocked out of bounds. And they're going to overrule, I think, and give the ball to VCU. It is VCU basketball. And you talk about, the NCAA tournament, and that's the goal for all these schools. Joe Lunardi today had VCU in his next 4 out. So he's his first 4 out, the first 4 teams that missed it, and then VCU was the 5th team. So they're right in the running, 15-4, 5-1 in the A-10. Of course, they want to win the conference tournament, but they're right in that at-large discussion.
I do have breaking news, though. Joe Lunardi has nothing to do with the committee.
Don't tell the coaches this Bamisile
You
scores.
can't imagine how many people think he has a bat phone right in there.
Joey brackets. It's great people. Noel Brown will attack the rim and destroy it. 10 points for Noel Brown. Scoring picking up in the second half. Wide open 3. It's good. Third 3 of the second half for Phil Russell. Leads all scorers with 16 points.
Segments are a big deal. What was going on at the 16-minute mark? Now, what's going to happen at the 12-minute mark? Then you catch your breath and go to the 8-minute mark. It's always about the segments.
Wide open 3, chance more. Fight for the rebound. Jackson's got it. Long pass ahead for Bamisile. He'll attack the rim and be fouled. Council would not give up the dunk. He'll pick up his 3rd of the game. And that would have brought the house down.
Hit ahead. Zeb Jackson, terrific pass ahead. What I like was that was for the make. That wasn't for the show. Sometimes we have players that get ahead of themselves and think, well, I'm going to have people talk about it, or I'm going to put this on his head so that I can then gesture, or I can be on SportsCenter, or whatever it is. It was about the make for this young man.
And he's done some making here in the second half. He's up to 8 points since halftime.
His eyes on the rim. Nice basketball play to challenge that, too.
It was Council's 3rd foul of the game. Council basically plays 40 minutes every game. In the last 7 games, he's played all but 1 minute. As Bamisile makes 1 out of 2. Somehow coming away with the rebound is Bell. It's a jump ball. It'll go over to St. Bonaventure. Shulga's back in for Bamisile, who has 8 points in the second half. In fact, in conference play, Council's actually averaging over 40 minutes a game when you factor in overtime games.
And that's what we see. He also takes no plays off in practice. The coaches were emphatic about how hard these young men from Bonaventure work in practice so that they're ready to play. If it's more than 40, it's more than 40.
They continue to double Brown. He lost it. He turns it over. Shulga's got it. Through Russell's hands, out of bounds. VCU had the momentum, was ready to really fire up another shot, but turned it over. They are plus 12 this half in terms of score.
People often ask, how do you stop a run? You must play better defense. No, you must score and then defend, and then go back and score. It's not stop them and maybe you score. You have to score and then get a stop.
It appears that VCU continues to double Noel Brown in the post.
That's a staple of their defense this year. Saw it on a number of the games that I watched.
And he turns it over.
Went through that play right now in shoot-around today.
Bamisile attacks the rim and scores! Again, a turnover leads to a bucket at the other end. Hinton being hounded by Shulga, knocked away. Zeb Jackson's got it. Jackson pulls up. And it's rebounded by Council.
Maybe a middle ball screen to get Council downhill.
6-0 run now for the Rams over the last 2 minutes. St. Bonaventure with 14 turnovers. VCU has 5. Council floater. Might have been the
first time heavy breathing with the Bonaventure players.
Jackson, acrobatic shot and a foul. Will send us to a break. At 26 in the season's first meeting, leads all scorers with 16 here tonight. And Coach, you told me something before the game about VCU's pressure. You said it's not necessarily to create steals, it's to fatigue you mentally and physically. St. Bonaventure, we are 29 minutes into the game. Their 5 starters have played at least 28 minutes, all of them. How much does that start to affect that team?
I think it's more mental when you add in the noise, add in the idea of we're struggling a little bit, having lost 4 out of 5. All of that wears and tears on you. And I know that our crack research staff gave us earlier. VCU has not lost the second half since November 24th.
Against Miami, they have won the second half in every game going back to late November. This doesn't necessarily mean they won the game, but they had more points in the second half. And they are plus 16 in the second half. We're only 9 minutes in. What does St. Bonaventure have to do to get back on track here?
They're going to have to turn up their defense so that they can create some open floor plays.
Out of bounds, Moore when he caught the ball. St. Bonaventure does have a sub in the game. Xander Wedlow, a freshman, plays about 6 minutes a game. So Wedlow played a minute in the first half. Noah Belonga played a minute and a half. The 5 starters played the rest of the time. And this pressure for VCU has been relentless. 15 turnovers in the game. Bamisile rises for 3. Moore alone for the rebound.
Another factor is the crowd noise, because Mark Schmidt calls every play, and this noise could be impacting communication with his team.
Big shot there for Jonah Hinton, his first 3 points of the second half. He leads the Bonnies with 12. Feed it inside for Furman. Fouled by Wedlow.
Bonaventure searching. Swing, swing. That move now, that step back move that a lot of players use. Confident shot taker right there.
St. Bonaventure has only 9 shot attempts in the first 10 minutes of the second half. So they're averaging a shot a minute, not good. Here's our featured ESPN2 Big Monday women's basketball matchup. Tahina Paopao and number 2 South Carolina are in Knoxville to take on Talasia Cooper and number 17 Tennessee at 7 Eastern. Huge win for South Carolina earlier today. They beat previously undefeated LSU. Dawn Staley, big Eagles fan.
Yes, she is. She grew up in the shadow of Temple University. Philadelphia legend. Can you imagine that her first coaching job, the men's coach at that time, Hall of Famer John Chaney.
The Atlantic 10's all-time leader in conference wins. Number 2, the man sitting next to me, Phil Martelli.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Schmidt is 5th.
I don't know if I got many wins in this building. We were able to get VCU a couple times in the championship games.
Moore stutter step down the lane, hangs in the air, scores in a foul.
Robert, you had asked a few minutes ago how Bonaventure changed this up. I think we're going to see it right now. I think you're going to see them go into a little bit of a pressure. We're going to see some zone from Bonaventure here.
Mark Schmidt in his 18th season with the Bonnies. Has some tricks up his sleeve as Moore completes the three-point play, and St. Bonaventure getting back into this game, now down by just 4, and here comes the full court press. Coach Schmidt going for his 400th career win tonight, and you look at that esteemed list. Coach Schmidt, second amongst active coaches behind the guy who works across town, Chris Mooney.
We might need that graphic up again. Can we get that back up there? Like, is there like a shadow box or something?
Jackson missed a couple of times at the rim. Good rebound by Wedlow. 4-point game. Working the ball around with plenty of time on the shot clock. Melvin Council has 2 points.
Much more poised possessions here recently for Bonaventure.
Awkward sequence there as Moore boxed out the players from trying to save it back in bounds. It'll stay with St. Bonaventure with 8 on the shot clock.
Remember, that's the segment I did. They're now trying to get to under. They're trying to get to the under 8.
And there's a fan in the courtside seats to the official. You can see him standing up right above the VCU on the graphic. The official just warned him. That's Greg Nixon. There's a brief pause in play here. 8 on the shot clock. St. Bonaventure has the ball. They've got inbound from a difficult spot in the near corner.
And that short shot clock, they have a play for this.
One of the 18 they practiced in shoot-arounds today.
Can they get execution?
They almost did, but Bamboye blocked it, and it's out of bounds to VCU. Bamboye is in the top 20 nationally in blocks. He leads the Atlantic 10 in blocks. He plays 14 minutes a game. It's unbelievable. He's averaging 6 blocks every 40 minutes. He only plays 14 a game. Third one tonight.
How about when they have another year and a half with him?
He's from London, England. Moved to the Baltimore area to play high school, and that's where Ryan Odom discovered him when he was at UMBC. Continued to recruit him while he was at Utah State, and he has been an impact player at the defensive end.
And as we did our research for the game and our preparation for the game, both teams, this guy's a 4th-year guy. That guy's a graduate student. Jack Clark has been around since I had hair. You just keep going with the players, and then all of a sudden, freshmen.
Right. Played in Baltimore and then finished up his high school career in Arizona. Bamboye, 6'10", 7'1" wingspan. And again, leading the Atlantic 10 in blocks, playing 14 minutes a game. Good skip pass from Bamisile. Corner 3 is good.
Tough shot. Yes.
Technical foul. Technical foul on VCU. It's on Bamisile.
We have to stop this in our game.
Bamisile picked up the technical foul. Was it the hand gesture?
Absolutely. The word that was just used was taunting. Go up, 2 foul shots. The ball goes back to the point of interruption. Bonaventure ball, left of the floor.
So they send Melvin Council, the best free throw shooter on the team, 86% to the line. And perhaps this will get him going a little bit, seeing the ball go through the hoop a couple of times. 4 points now for Council as we take another look at the Tech.
Off of penetration, terrific jumper. Get on. All players out there, get to the next play, get to the next play.
So it ends up turning a 3-point play and then giving away 2 points at the other end, but it does allow VCU to set up the full court press. Both teams shooting much better in the second half. And looking for a close finish here in Richmond. Under 8 minutes to go.
Down to 4. Right? Like, let's measure the score in these next 4 minutes. That's what coaches are doing.
Council has been hesitant to shoot the three. That was his first attempt of the game. It was halfway down. Russell hounded by Hinton. A lot of contact. Play on with 15 on the shot clock. Down to 6. Shulga, step back three. Bamboye, the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
Robert, give me that number again. 43% of their misses, they get back.
In A10 play. So basically 2 of every 5 shots they miss, they get an offensive rebound. And Mark Schmidt was very concerned with that coming into the game for good reason. St. Bonaventure still plus 10 on the glass, but that has tightened up in the second half. 1-1 here for Bamboye. No, 2 shots. 2 shots. One out of 2, his first point of the game. Does allow the Rams to set up the full court press. Out of bounds, off of Hinton, a turnover. 16th of the game for St. Bonaventure.
This is the push. Guide the passing lane. And again, fatigue. You don't catch a ball clean.
It's a big possession here. Russell turns and shoots. And Council the rebound. So quick shot there by VCU comes up empty. And St. Bonaventure down 6 with the ball. Been kind of a balanced attack for St. Bonaventure tonight. Who do you think it should go to? Well, right now it's Moore. And he buries the 3. Did he bank that in?
He banked that bad boy.
The bank open on Friday night here in RVA. 17 for Moore, cuts the lead in half. And Shulga turns it over.
It is almost unbelievable sitting here and think of 3-point games. Skip pass.
It's the second time he's banked one today.
And no gesturing. He ran back because he thought it was going in.
Hinton, strong move to the rim, and he came up short on the layup. Bamisile, nice push for Clark, who lays it in. 4-point swing. Should have been a layup at one end. It's a layup at the other.
File that one away. A missed layup is not just 2 points missed. It also is like a dagger.
Council's floater is good. Melvin Council coming alive here. He's got 6.
Why is he average 17 a game in Atlantic 10 play? Right there. He has game from the line. He has mid-range game.
St. Bonaventure led by 10 earlier in the second half. Then they fell behind by as much as 8. Foul away from the ball and maybe a double foul.
Clean to the rim. Get your eyes up. If we had a camera angle, his eyes probably down. VCU turns as good as anybody, certainly in the Atlantic 10. Anybody on the East Coast, they turn defense into offense.
So it's a double foul. It's against Phil Russell for VCU, but more importantly, it is the 4th foul on Jonah Hinton for St. Bonaventure. They're going to go to the monitor to check to make sure they got the call right. So 4 fouls now on Jonah Hinton for the Bonnies. And again, they have basically played the same 5 players the entire game, and that's their plan for the final 5:42, if possible. I think they're going to check to see if there was flagrant from Russell hitting Hinton in the face.
There's also a hook and hold possibility by Russell. Everybody thinks that only applies to rebound action. This could be a hook and hold.
So the officiating crew is taking a look to see if there's anything flagrant about that situation.
They've done a really good job.
As you see the hook and hold the coach referenced.
From almost the opening play, you could feel like this was going to be a player's game, not a whistle game.
St. Bonaventure going for the season sweep of VCU. Since that loss in Olean, VCU has won 5 in a row. St. Bonaventure comes in, loses a 4 of their last 5. Tell us what Roger Ayers just filled you in on.
Double foul. It's still VCU ball, and they go, again, point of interruption, so there's 15 seconds on the shot clock.
And no flagrant.
No flagrant.
Okay. So it is 4 fouls now on Jonah Hinton, who will stay in the game, number 8 in Brown. He's guarding the ball. Clark played for Clemson last year, went to the Elite 8 with the Tigers. Shulga, the 3. He got it. Catch and shoot for the 5th-year senior. He's up to 10 points. Bonnies need an answer as we come up on 5 minutes to go.
That's what Player of the Year candidates do. Coming in, 25% from 3. He shot that as it was going in.
Council, beautiful move to the rim, but couldn't get the roll. St. Bonaventure, again, as you mentioned earlier, has only 1 timeout left. But now there's less than 5 minutes to go. Bamisile lost the ball, gets it back to a wide open Clark, who will dunk it. Chance Moore quickly the other way. Moore lays it up, and it's goaltended again by Bamboyer. 19 for Moore.
That's goaltended.
And they will review that again at the under 4-minute timeout. They'll review whether or not Bamboyer did indeed goaltend that.
Friday night, can you imagine? There can't be anything else to do. Other than, I guess the library's still open. They probably a lot of kids studying or going after the game.
Doesn't get much better than this, as Shulga almost a chance for a 3-point play. Instead, he'll go to the line for 2.
Showcasing the Atlantic 10. Feels good to be home.
Couple of bids for the A-10 last year. Duquesne, the champion, along with Dayton and at-large. St. Bonaventure and VCU trying to start and build on their resumes. VCU came in number 45 in the net, so they're kind of right on that fringe. Joe Lunardi has them as the next 4 out.
Make note of Shulga there going to the basket. And I guess they still use OG. He's an OG on that play with the left-hand use. Why? Because they were hanging on his right hand.
We mentioned Joey Brackets. See, the first 4 out, this is as of this morning. VCU in the next 4 out. So this would be actually a quad 3 win for VCU. St. Bonaventure's net is 88.
Joe's a close friend. I can't believe that he worked this deal with ESPN where every time his name is mentioned, he gets rights or whatever. You know, he gets money for every time his name's mentioned.
Good work if he can get it. Good defense here by VCU as we come up on 4 minutes to go. Crowd roaring. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Tremendous defense by the Rams. Hinton step back 3. Air ball. Rebounded by Jackson. Shulga kicks it out for a Clark 3. At this moment, the single center is the loudest place in America.
Again, that number of 25 points in the first half, a tribute to St. Bonaventure, but then VCU coming out and playing to character. Everybody we talked to last night, today, VCU is a second half team. The players believe it, and certainly we cannot walk away without saluting this crowd. They could have turned bitter, down 10. They didn't. They stayed with it. That last occasion, it was almost like the noise forced that to be an air ball.
VCU shooting 60% in the second half. Robert Lee, the coach, Phil Martelli, and our entire terrific crew from Richmond, Virginia. The Siegel Center sold out on this Friday night. St. Bonaventure desperate here, down 11. Council to the rim, lays it up and in. Cuts the lead to 9 as we come up on 3 minutes to go. Bamisile's been quiet. Oh, got the roll. Home team roll right there. 16 in the second half after a scoreless first half. The iron kind for Joe Bamisile. And don't look now, he's right at his season average.
Now you start with possessions. How many could be left?
Down to 7 on the shot clock. Dangerous pass. Somehow
Triple
Brown
team.
caught it. And he's fouled.
Triple teamed at the rim. Great elevation on that. Welcome home. Bang around a little bit. We want to come back with this idea, though. When we regroup and start to think about this game, a really big play was the clean layup at the rim.
The missed layup at one end and the layup at the other end.
That layup, I think, cuts it to 1.
Brown misses 2. Shulga in attack mode. Nice extra pass. Good ball movement. 10 on the shot clock.
Everybody
Clark
touches the ball.
Oh, what a possession. Beautiful offense, and VCU is putting the hammer down here with 2 minutes to go.
Early, we started with the idea of touching the paint. That's what they did.
Moore banks it in. He's got 21. Bamisile.
Shut it down.
That was the exclamation point. Bamisile has 18 in the second half as Council is fouled.
Shulga with his head up immediately. Finished the job. And again, just get on. Enjoy it. It was spectacular, but we already know that.
Council to the line. Joe Bamisile put on about 20 pounds from this point last year. We asked why. He was actually a vegetarian for some time. He started eating meat last year around this time, and he's gained 20 pounds with a new diet and working out. And it's helped his physicality in his game. Council with 10 in the second half.
People around the country will look at this score and say, oh, it was a double-digit win by VCU. You and I know this was a battle royale.
As Brown fouls, how much of a factor is that? Not only the mental fatigue, but the fact that St. Bonaventure has 4 players who basically haven't checked out of the game. Is that a factor or is that overrated?
No, I believe that's overrated. Like, these guys are the best players. They're older. And it was just a matter of VCU stayed within their roles. They stayed within who they are. Come on. Come on. They just scored 50 points in a half.
Right.
You're not beating anybody, anywhere.
You're right, exactly 50 points now in the second half for VCU as they will roll to the victory, their 6th in a row.
Just something to note, VCU is in the zone.
Blocked. Seventh block of the game for VCU. Over their season average, they came in top 10 in the country in that category. And you see why. Contest everything. Also 16 turnovers for St. Bonaventure. 8 blocks.
Now they just hold. They'll go 1-4 flat. Who's the best foul shooter? Bonaventure may not foul. They may just play this out.
14-point lead. This could be VCU's final offensive possession. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson near midcourt. Jackson gets going downhill, steps back for 3. And it's rebounded by Hinton. Got an 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Council. Leger Jones. Bamisile the rebound. That will do it. St. Bonaventure had beaten VCU 4 times in a row. That streak will end tonight. 75-61 the final. The Rams have won 6 in a row. St. Bonaventure has lost 5 of 6.
And although it was not easy, it's easy to see why VCU is undefeated at home. Salute to everybody in this building.
7,637 rise and roar as a sellout crowd at the Siegel Center sees the home team rally from 8 down at halftime to win going away by 14. Bamisile finishes with 18 to lead the way for the Rams. Russell kind of sparked that run early in the second half. He ends with 16. 13 for Shulga, 12 for Clark. On the other side, Bonaventure led by 21 from Chance Moore. VCU's got to be feeling good heading into a road game at St. Louis on Tuesday.
And we can't leave here without identifying 7 block shots. They turned the tail.